You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Sponsored in part by Dark Iron Cosplay Designs. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
In a world with an internet full of podcasts, this is one of them. Nerd Overload, the pop geek culture show that covers everything from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. I'm Josh.
I'm Sam, and this week we have a couple of special guests. Returning is BJ Price from the Teach a Dummy podcast, and first time on the show, Vaughn Robinson, aka Vaundoom. Vaughn is a musician, artist, Twitch streamer. Thank you for being on the show, guys.
No doubt. Hey, the chimpanzee to chimpanzee thing.
Slow clap.
There we go.
It was one of my first intros when we first started doing this stuff.
That's right. That's
never
callback.
Heard
Yeah,
that before. That was great. I'm using it.
It's from a Simpsons episode.
Oh, okay.
With the Planet of the Apes musical.
Oh, got you. Oh,
yeah.
I always like you can buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So, hey, we have a great show for you this week. A bunch of news to go over. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
All right. So, let's get into it
where's
here.
the soundbite?
Soundbite. Yes. Let's play.
Take two.
Oh, no. I can't. I'll just play it. There. There. Chewbacca. There we go. That's the first one I clicked. Whatever.
Boom. That works.
All right. So some things we've been doing this week. I don't know. Do you guys leave it to the guests first? Do you guys have anything, or do you want a minute to come up with some stuff?
I had a couple things. Well,
sure.
First thing I had is I checked out the first episode of Murderville on Netflix.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Holy buckets, is it funny?
Yeah.
I was texting my buddy Tim while I'm watching. I'm like, I can't breathe. It's too funny.
Yeah.
The first episode is Conan O'Brien.
Okay, so
And the premise of the show is Will Arnett is a detective, and he gets assigned a partner, and a partner is a famous person, but they have no idea what's going to happen, what's going on. They just have to roll with whatever happens.
yeah, it's like everything's scripted except for the special guest.
Except for the guest, and they just have to play along no matter what happens. And holy crap, the Conan O'Brien one's really funny. There's a part where they're they have to interview. So a murder happens and they have to go interview suspects. And at the end, the guest has to try to pick who it was that did it. Mm-hmm. And there's a part where he's interviewing somebody at a diner and it's known for these jalapeno chili dogs. And Conan O'Brien has to ask the questions to the waitress, and Will Arnett says, "You gotta try the spicy sauce." He just keeps dumping all this hot sauce on Conan. It keeps making him take a bite and try to talk.
Oh, that's great.
I was losing. It's really good.
We kind of been there, done that before.
Oh yeah. But no, the show sounds great. My sister was telling me about it. She binged the whole thing and
I would have, but I checked it out first to see if it was something that my wife would really kind of get into. If their comedies get pretty raunchy or vulgar or anything, she's kind of it's not for me. But this one really isn't that bad, and it was very funny.
Oh, cool! Very cool! Very cool.
Other than that, a new podcast. I've been trying to find new podcasts, finding new comedians and stuff. So there's a couple of them out there. The one we were just talking about.
I was going to say there's plenty of them out there. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them. This is one of them. But the only other thing I had was probably listening to you guys and ranting about things that you talked about in the past, but my whole Matrix rant is
from a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
You guys played that, so I guess we
did. Yeah,
might be up to speed. I was trying to remember. I was just listening to the last episode today, and I had an opinion on something, and now I can't think of it.
Did you watch the new Matrix?
Yeah, absolutely. The 4. I'm a huge fan.
Are you?
I'm a huge fan. I thought it was done perfectly.
Really?
That's me. Sorry.
I was pretty okay on it. There were a couple things I thought they could have done a little bit better.
I especially liked when they were they kind of hacked all the people to start jumping out the buildings.
That was pretty impressive.
Wow, that's so cool.
That was pretty impressive.
I think it was pretty good. A lot of people thought it was trash.
I don't know what's with them.
Well, I kind of see where they were coming from. For me,
I know.
Okay, so I like the meta stuff. I have a whole conspiracy theory.
Okay, let's hear it. Man.
I have a whole theory, to be honest with you. So everybody remembers the first Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's classic,
revolutionary, classic, ahead of its time, bullet time, all of that stuff. I know kung fu. all that.
Show me.
The freaking Alice in the Looking Glass and all of that stuff. You have
Follow the White Rabbit.
Follow the White Rabbit. You got the machines and humans, all that stuff. So, wonderful movie. But I think my theory is a lot of people. It's mixed, but a lot of the majority don't like this movie. But I think
they're wrong.
And I think Lana intentionally made the movie the way it was. So because I don't know if you guys knew, but Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, yo, fam, we need new Matrix," and she was like, "No, right. Yeah, we're past,
and we did that.
We're past this. We did that." Her other sister, she didn't even want no part of it because
she's done with it. She's moved on.
And I completely understand. People didn't want a Matrix 2 or 3.
Right.
So
that's true.
The first movie has an ending. That's my biggest thing. It ends. There's a definite ending.
How many
but
those
but I'm not going to lie to you. I will defend Revolutions and Reloaded to the day I die. But that's a different story for a different time. But I believe that she made it the way she did so it wouldn't be as good. I mean, to the majority.
Sure.
So lo and behold, Warner Brothers was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna make another one," because the plan was to make a whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's kind of the theory I had. The theory I kind of had with it was the first half of the movie is Lana saying, "Okay, you want the Matrix?
That's it.
These are this is everything you want. This is what you think you want. I don't care. Here it is. Front load everything. The second half is the story that she wanted to tell with the characters.
Because apparently the reason why she even made it in the first place is because like she had a bunch of tragedies going on, and I guess I seen in an interview where she said the only thing that she could think about was Neo and Trinity. And to be honest with you, the Matrix 4, in my opinion, was her like tying the knot for the whole story because if Neo's back, and then they have Trinity back, and the whole thing was just about them finding each other and then having a happily ever after. In my opinion, that's cool, but I think the ending is cooler with Deus Ex Machina, speak, and then freaking Neo dies, and then they carry him all away. I think that stuff was godlike. But
that was kind of the whole point of all that imagery,
right? And then like Matrix 4, they kind of just throw all of that away just for this. But like I said, I specifically enjoyed it. Now, my whole thing is I feel like Lana was like, okay, we're going to do a whole meta thing about freaking reboots and all of this and all of that because I want to stick it to Warner Brothers.
Exactly.
Because I said I didn't want to make this movie. But then you have the nerve to tell me
you're pulling me back in.
Well, there's a line that stuck out to me when they were talking about the Matrix game in the first half where they say, this is happening whether you're a part of it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
and I was getting ready to say, because... How would you feel? Okay, like your idea you was telling me about in the car. How would you feel if some company came out of nowhere and was like, we're going to do your idea whether you're a part of it or not, and we're going to make money out of it and not give you a damn cent if you don't cooperate with us?
That'd be sad.
You'd be very sad. Because that's your art. That's your story.
Exactly. Yeah.
John DiMaggio has entered the chat.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for any type of story, for anybody in the world who is a creator, anything you make for any type of medium type of story, 99% of the time, something of your life experience you put into that story.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to have the machine figures have the machine
Pun
come
intended.
and try and take what you've done and do it regardless of what you guys want. Yeah, I would feel the same way as Lana, to be honest with you.
I would, yeah, absolutely.
But my thing, if what was it? What was the brother who played Smith in the original Matrix?
Hugo Weaving.
If Hugo Weaving was in that movie, I would hate it.
Really?
That's me. I
thought Groff was amazing in it.
No, that's the thing. He was good, but for me, the character Smith and Hugo Weaving, what he did for that character, I don't think anybody else could have done what he did specifically for that character. Just the whole story.
He's just a great actor.
He's a great. I'm talking about the character, the dialogue, everything,
the way he delivers
everything. Everything.
Like he always, like ever since the first movie, he drips every sentence he says.
Everything, you know.
Is he method? Do you guys know?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he's done such a wide thing. Like, yeah, his acting, especially later era movies, tend to like kind of be like, you know, between Elrond and the Red Skull and Agent Smith. You know, there are a lot.
As Red Skull.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of similarities in the way he acts. But then you go back and you watch Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and it's completely different.
Yeah, he was in like some of those BBC Regency era like things as well, and it's totally outside of what he's known for now, I guess.
I mean, y'all are deep. I just love the movie.
But like I have my gripes because like the one thing like about Smith, I think that new Smith is cool, but like I said, Hugo Weaving, that's my guy.
Dude.
We are not here because we are free. We are not here because we are not. Oh my God, I watched. I killed you, Mr. Anderson. I watched you die. Oh my gosh. Bro, I'm a grown man, but I melt when I see that man on screen. I'm telling you. And the other kind of thing I think people were upset about is the what was the new name for the architect?
The analyst.
The analyst. I don't think people understood what was going on in the movie because apparently the analyst was supposed to be the new architect.
Right.
But if you realize, like, the Matrix was like the Matrix movies, it was like made in the late 90s. 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2021, 2022, it's a new generation, it's a new thing. So it makes sense because that's, if you ever notice, social media, Twitter, Facebook, IG, a lot of people, like a lot of these social media websites and all these things, they thrive off people's emotional reactions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Between like, articles with clickbait, titles, all kinds of stuff.
And if you see how I would say sensitive this generation is now, to me it makes sense how the analyst, he was explaining how this new Matrix is built on the energy and the emotions of people rather than ones and zeros and ergo vis-a-vis concordantly.
Yeah. You see, that was the stuff I didn't have a problem with that. I really like that stuff in the film.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The thing I had trouble with was there were a couple of set pieces that just didn't work for me. The callback with the Malvingian, the werewolf vampire guy. I know that it had to be there because that's how scripts are written, and there has to be like an action beat after so many pages in the script or what have you, and it was an easy way to insert an action scene into it. It didn't feel right.
It didn't have to be there.
No, it had nothing to do with anything.
And there could have been a possibility that the Merovingian was there for like foreshadowing for the next movies that aren't going to happen.
Yeah, more than likely.
This kind of
the Last Airbender, Book 1, water.
yeah,
pretty much.
It kind of made me think of what I wanted to ask you guys before. So, listening to the show every week and everything is everybody like our age and everything has like hard opinions on all this stuff. I can tell you, all the things that we have opinions on, like oh, that was terrible. My kids would be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like Space Jam 2. My kids love that movie.
You know what?
And I enjoyed it
too. It's a generational thing. Like
that's what
the generation prior to us would have said that Space Jam 1 was terrible.
Yeah.
Because it was.
Because looking back on it, without the rose-colored glasses, it wasn't great.
It's not a great movie.
But I know
Bill Murray
I know
was
what you
bucking
mean.
it, though.
I know what you mean.
I don't understand. I've always have you ever seen athletes in sitcoms and everything, and they all have that weird caveman voice?
Oh yeah,
like
a little bit.
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
Well, that's how they think they're acting. Yeah, that's what they think they're doing. Yeah,
it's like anytime they have like a celebrity. Like I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld, and after years of not watching it, my wife started watching it, and so I sat down and started watching it too. And every time they get like some kind of athlete or celebrity from that era on there, and it's like they're always this. It's weird. Like when it's a celebrity who's not an actor, it always feels weird.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And oddly enough, the actors, athletes that do the best acting are professional wrestlers.
Well, yeah,
No,
it's
listen,
part of their whole thing.
Yeah, listen, don't get me into wrestling because just this past couple of days on AEW, there was the greatest promo I've ever seen.
Yeah, who cut
was
it?
it?
Oh shoot, what was the dude with the scarf? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not into the new stuff. I
Oh,
only know.
yeah, I think I
90s
know. I
and
can't think of the
2000s.
guy's name.
I
but know
haven't
who you're
touched
talking about.
wrestling in probably at least 2 decades.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
It was, I mean, like the anniversary of Stone Cold coming in and whooping butt before the Invasion pay-per-view was just on, and that still gives me chills to this day when the glass pops and the whole ring's full and he's just stomping down that. I mean, I stand up and I'm just like, oh, here it goes.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
okay, it was Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
He, right now in AEW, he's the bad guy, and he has a feud with CM Punk
Them heels are the
just
best.
returned. But he made such a great promo that people are like, bro, like he could have been a babyface or whatever. But to your point,
They always start as a heel and then they turn to the babyface eventually.
there
So
are
he's probably coming.
Or they go back around again.
There's a lot of wrestlers that I'm pretty sure are going to take the Dwayne Johnson blueprint.
He's going to have
to.
to. Yeah, he's going to have to watch himself because he's made a lot of stinkers. Yeah, right.
Because
But
I don't see why, like, a lot of these, just a few wrestlers, like, go into, like, real acting classes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because there's a lot of those guys that can do some really stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like, don't get typecast.
I mean,
like The Rock.
it's situational as well because Cena's had some trouble finding stuff until here recently where they've gotten him some things.
But that's the thing with all the rest, because if you go
Hey,
back
12
to
rounds was amazing. I love that movie.
if you go to like his earlier movies, like he's an action dude,
The Marine.
or
The Marine,
he's
yeah.
saluting somebody. The same thing with The Rock. I saw a meme on Twitter with The Rock where he's wearing the same like beige dirty button up
The
suit
rundown.
in every movie, bro.
Right,
It's
right.
crazy. They're running with the
Or when you
2x4.
or just being shirtless action man like he was in like the Scorpion King.
right. Exactly.
You look exactly like what we want. I don't care if you can act.
But even like Batista, whose acting range maybe
He's
is
amazing.
not the widest, but
No.
cast correctly,
Yeah.
he does a great job.
Again,
there's a
2049, he's
there's a
great.
sitcom that's on Netflix right now called The Big Show.
Oh, the
And
Big Show. Yeah. Is that good?
It's pretty good. I've watched a couple episodes of it. It's
Okay.
actually pretty good. He's it's the Big Show who's playing a fictionalized
Yeah.
version of himself as
Oh, I'd watch that.
when he's not on.
Yeah.
He's playing professional wrestler The Big Show, but it's like
funny.
with a fake, his fake television family or whatever.
I'm not even
And
going to lie to you. I thought that would have been canceled within a month.
I thought so. I thought so too. But he's actually pretty good
So
in
it's
it.
still going, huh?
It's still
for him.
going. Yeah, they got through. I
Wow.
think they got picked up for a second season, from what I understand.
Really?
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It
It's
is
good
a match
gonna
with
stuff.
lie,
Mark, was it him and Mark Henry? Oh, that was a great match. That was years ago. That was
Oh, yeah.
2006.
I think
maybe?
it's funny that you mentioned Batista because every time he does those little stream commercials, I love
Oh, those are great.
those are awesome. Those are great.
Those are great. Those are great.
Oh, real quick, have you guys checked out? This is a little bit too nerdy, but have you guys checked out the tragedy of Macbeth?
The Denzel Washington one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
haven't had a chance to watch
Haven't
that
seen
yet.
it yet.
I've
I'm going
seen
to.
it pop up on my.
I've seen a little
stuff
bit of it. People say it is fantastic.
Oh, I'll watch it.
Like
Yeah.
I've been planning to. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
into
have
that. I'm
Apple
into that stuff.
TV
Like
Plus.
that between that and Cyrano, that's just coming out here with Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah, it's
one.
it's a different
yeah,
it's a
I've
different take on Cyrano de Bergerac. Instead of having the big long nose,
Yeah,
he's
short and stature.
he's a little guy.
He's a little guy, and it looks really it's like a different play on it, but it looks
like
really
him.
good. And I
It
like
might be good.
I
I'm
like
just-
Dinklage, so yeah.
I don't know why. It's
Sorry,
not
you
grabbing.
said Cyrano, and all I could think of was Steve Martin and
Roxanne.
in Roxanne.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. What did you guys check out?
Oh yeah, no, this is great.
It's
This
fine.
is great.
It's fine. I love it when we have guests.
Yeah, so a couple of things I checked out. Actually got to go up to Ashland University and saw a stage play of Bat Boy the musical.
what?
Oh, I remember
Based
you
off
saying
of
that,
it's based off of the old National Enquirer Bat Boy
Weekly World News.
Dude.
Weekly World News. That's what it is.
Weekly World News.
Yeah, so they made a musical around this fictional character.
This fictional
That's
monster
funny.
boy.
Yeah. And I went into it thinking it was going to be just nothing but wall-to-wall jokes, very light on story, and it turns out it was pretty deep. Like it had a pretty deep and emotional kind of story to it, dealing with being shunned for being different and like
Oh
all
my
this stuff.
goodness.
And I mean, there are plenty of jokes, and the songs were pretty
Yeah.
good. But it was fantastic. It was really good.
Can you guys remember like your favorite Weekly World News headline?
I mean, it's Bad Boy. For me, it's Bad Boy.
My favorite was when Heaven's Gate happened, and Bo, the leader of that, they did this whole article on how he looks like Patrick Stewart, and they're not sure if it really was him. I'm like, what's going on? I remember picking that up and be like, Mom, can I buy this? I'm very interested right now.
I've been, let's see, I went to a concert last Saturday.
Who'd you see?
Volbeat and Ghost.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that would be a good one.
My oldest wanted, he's like, didn't you say Volbeat was coming? I'm like, son, I can't. You're 11. I can't take you to a Volbeat concert yet.
I went for Ghost. I'm not the world's biggest Volbeat fan.
I am.
And then watching, and I realized I am not the world's biggest Volbeat fan. I don't know. It just sounds like dad arena rock to me.
I am a dad, and I do go to arenas, and I do like to rock.
I like the theatrics of Ghost.
They're pretty cool. What was that? Dude, Ghost did. I'm trying to think of the song. I like some of their stuff. Oh my goodness!
I don't know. It's like the Tobias, the front man for Ghost. He had like 5 costume changes.
Dude, I love when guys do
Yeah.
that. It's like Weird Al. Doesn't Weird Al like change?
Oh,
for
he
every
changes
song?
after like every couple of songs. He changes. Yeah,
it was kind of like that.
One of the best concerts I've been to was the Weird Al.
But it was a fun show. It was down in Cincinnati at the Cyclones arena.
I usually only ever go to Riverbend down there in the summer.
I mean, it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah.
I had great parking. It was all around was a good time.
Were there any other openers?
Oh, it was this little band called Twin Temple.
I haven't heard of them. No.
Yeah, it's a woman and a man.
Dance Macabre. Is that them? That's Ghost, right?
Yes, that's
okay.
Ghost.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
But yeah, it's Twin Temple was like has a doo-wop sound with
I like doo-wop.
like with a it has a twist.
Interesting.
Like holding chalices up and like join us in this covenant. Yeah, I'm like
that's pretty funny.
It was pretty wild. They played like 4 or 5 songs and then Volbeat went on for like an hour and a half.
Go yes, love it.
Other thing I checked out real quick. I've been watching Sailor Moon Crystal.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh really? Okay.
Is that did they bring it back or something?
It's closer to the manga.
Yeah.
It's like it's like new animation style without all the filler.
It came
like
out
when-
like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z Kai when they went back and remastered everything and kind of redid the animation, but it's still the same story again.
We showed the kids the original Sailor Moon.
Oh, nice.
It was funny. They're like, "What is going on?" When she's got like the big hard eyes and sees the hard eyes, they're like, "What is happening in this show?"
That's what anime was back then.
We
I
were
will
trying to
say
explain it.
about with Crystal is everyone's a lot nicer to Asagi than they were in the original series. Things are a little darker.
Okay, all right.
And she seems a lot more confident as Sailor Moon, and it's not so much like
Why
your
me?
typical why me or the typical
The crying and
the crying.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think Midoriya is the king of crying in anime. But anyway,
Oh my god!
don't get me wrong. I love My Hero Academia. It's probably one of my favorite modern anime.
No. Eureka 7. Have you seen that?
It's been so long.
They cry in every episode.
That's the one. That's the one mecha one, right? And
Yeah.
like the main
They're
guys
in like freaking airboards and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Shredding around like their cloud kicker and tailspin or something.
5 minutes into every other episode, the violins are coming, the tears just jump. Bro, command up.
You're piloting a war machine.
Yeah.
Get in the robot, Shinji.
It took me a while, but Midoriya, I was like, bro, you need to do something now.
No, he grows. He definitely grows and gets confident, and it feels like he only gets really emotional, like things that you should be emotional about. Like when people die and things like that. No spoilers or anything.
But no, I'm glad he's developing though. He's doing really good.
But I'm really liking Sailor Moon Crystal. I'm in the 2nd arc now.
Oh, okay.
The minute Chibi Moon showed up, I was like, no, I just got away from this pink-haired monster.
Now, I don't know if
And she straight pulls a gun again.
I don't know if you're into because you reminded me of these slice of life animes that I'm watching now. I don't know if I'm look. I'm a grown man.
No, I love slice of lives. I find they're adorable.
I was getting ready to say I'm a grown man and can't nobody beat me up. All right,
like Azumango Daioh. I love that stuff.
Okay. So I've been watching. What is it? Don't test me, Nagatoro.
Oh, I've seen scenes from that.
Yeah,
about the girl like teasing the.
Yeah, people think it's like really edgy, but it's just it's your typical anime fan servicey stuff. I would check that out. It's really funny, and My Dress Up Darling is really interesting.
Stuff like that keeps popping up on my YouTube. Like, here, check out this scene from this.
Check it because you would think it would be like, what is all this? But then like you get really hooked because it's those is basically kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like seeing like these like little teenage kids get to liking each other and stuff.
Living life without some kind of like supernatural or wild stuff.
When it comes to anime, you do need a break from all the combat stories and all that, and
monsters
and all that. And so you got the dude making the cosplay for the chick and everything, and they're starting to get all lovey-dovey and stuff, and it's kind of cute. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Oh man, you said cosplay, and it made me think of there was like this cosplay anime from a long time ago. Cosplay Core or something like that. I can't remember. Cosplay Complex. That's what it was called.
Okay.
The anime characters cosplaying as anime characters?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That one's really problematic though, because there's a character who really enjoys younger people, and it makes me it makes my skin crawl.
Pass on that.
The funny thing you said that because there's a few episodes on My Dress Up Darling where like it's Inception, bro. Where like it looks like they're spoofing anime, but like the chicks are like the dudes. They're like the chick and the girl. They're watching anime, and what they're watching is like 6 million feet deep, bro. It's crazy because they're like, no, I didn't want to do this. The darkness within you. Yep. That's it.
See, that's why I like One Punch Man, because it takes all the tropes in anime and like I don't care. Like someone's telling their elaborate backstory and Saitama's like 20 words or less. I don't care. Right. I don't care.
Yep.
I got this strong by doing sit-ups. I don't care.
My house watches Bluey, so we watch a lot of Bluey. It's the greatest kids show on the planet.
My one friend's kids are really into Bluey.
It's amazing. Best kid show out there.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Well, hey, listen. Go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some more stuff.
Woo.
Nerd Overload is proudly sponsored by Dark Iron Cosplay Designs. Hey there, true believers. Want to be a superhero? You can.
Dark Iron Cosplay Designs specializes in foam and plastic armor suits. Dark Iron also creates custom costumes and high-quality props. More information at dicosplaydesigns.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dark Iron Cosplay Designs.
Dark Iron Cosplay Designs in the Marion Center Mall.
Hold up. Young king wised up, went hard, now all my eyes see is gold. Paid up, big bills to go. Prayed up, God guide my soul. Ill will, hatred we destroy. Black gods assembled holy bars. Murder all you rappers, grip the pole. The temple filled with still, the souls are ours. Eyes were blind, they also changed the mind. But here we are, the masters of the art. Took the chance to learn from slave men. For us to lead the world would just depend. The past the court, I ball and point to aim. I shoot the J, the ink went on your face. Stain the weak and draw out the face. I write the words immortalized in age. Pushed bricks built from the ground. Skyscrapers where the mind racing. I used gifts, made my own sound. Rhymes taking me to high places like I'm quarantined, sickest man around. Certified the best, don't need a COVID test. Nobody like the kid, I swirlies to a child, but I bully niggas, run the paper figures. I shoot to kill, I silence all you clowns. You circus niggas trying to bite the realest. Tell me who's your dog so I can put them down. Just a bunch of barking over rhymes you starting. All perpetrators, nothing but the truth. Don't need y'all to judge, cause I'm spitting proof. I defend my name with this rap game, one of the best you test. I'm about washing chest mine. You don't want that smoke, no you don't. You don't wanna go, you don't want that smoke, no you don't. You don't wanna go, you don't want that smoke, no you don't. you don't wanna go. You don't want that smoke, no you don't. You don't wanna go. Only thing on my mind is the elevation. My success is the demonstration. Took the game quarter to my will, killing all my bosses, assassination. I make it so cause for celebration. Money comes to me, y'all steady chasing. I create the game, that's why I'm never racing. If you build it up, there's no need for placing. Conquer worlds, bring emancipation, free minds and souls, now the power's blazing. Toshiba dreams on the bigger things. We evolve the booth, money through the roof, through God Almighty in the work I do. I receive the wins, the work bearing fruit. Nowhere else what up, I'm doing something new. Dropping all the gems, this is all the proof. Sometimes we get conflictions in the mind. Warped dreams choke the heart by time. Fear erupts and make the sight go blind. The soul deflates, your dreams begin to die. Fight the fear and proudly say not I. Defeat the world, the greatness is the prize. I get the bag from lethal bars I write. The rest they can't compare, I'm far too nice. Checking boxes every time I write. I'm a demon that these fools can't exercise. And I spit fit, verbal exercise. Bullet cause there's nobody that's my size. You can see the greatness look into my eyes. I can see the fakeness all up through your rhymes. Say they go, they heard a bunch of lies. Legendary and I haven't reached my prime. It's new. Want that smoke? No,
hey,
you don't.
man, Vaughn.
You don't wanna go. You don't want that smoke.
Hey, Vaughn, this got some Cloverfield energy to it. I'll explain to you what that means later, but just know I'm comfortable here. I promise.
You don't wanna go.
Hey, super quick, I got something that I wanna say. Comparable to R. Kelly. No, really wait, because whenever I seem to speak, the ones that went away act like they just got pissed on. So I stand behind my bars, that's where I need to be, but y'all gon' play me anyway. Plug into this interface. Young Peter Parker on the web, swinging from state to state. Bama to Ohio with no delay. The connection's great. Roll it back if you can't relate. Swear these dudes ain't real. I see them glitching and changing positions. Wait a minute, are they dropping frames? Flipping the script when it fits them. Everybody know these niggas lame. Deleting comments about them. Ain't nobody gonna erase the king. Twisting the truth and the fiction. All from the sanctity of private accounts. But since it seems that they aware of me, they know these bars can send them to hell if they keep inhaling the fumes. Keep it a stack. Can't contain this in a fireplace or in a mirror match with Johnny Cage. Hey, what I'm trying to say is, you don't want that smoke. No, you don't. You don't wanna go, you don't want that smoke, no you don't, you don't wanna go, you don't want that smoke, no you don't, you don't wanna go, you don't want that smoke, no you don't, you don't wanna go. Hold up, every time I rap it's hitting different, like Wilder on the roast went down again, cause the money blinded you from understanding you never really had a chance to win, but I slide on any track you comprehend it, we don't care if you niggas get offended, I'm over fence, there's nothing there to mend, this is flip the switch again and see what happens.
All right, hey, we're back from the break. You just heard a track called "No Smoke" from our guest Vaughn Robinson. So yeah, Vaughn, what goes into your process when you're making songs and making stuff?
Well, usually when I'm in the process of making an album, it's kind of interesting because I'll have like it usually starts off with one song that like I'll just be making the beat and then I'll record, and then if something it's cool, and then usually I'll do my deep thinking about that particular song that relates to something that I only really make albums when I feel like I have something to say or like there's a certain stage in my life that I feel like expressing. So usually it always starts off with like one song and the song doesn't go anywhere for a little bit. And then I'm like, oh, that's it. So, I have to listen to it a few times and okay, this is where we're going to go. And then I'll just like build off of that, and then boom, I got a whole concept.
Okay, and you start with the beats first, is that right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, usually I'll start with an idea.
Okay,
it's either like it'll come up with like a song, and the song brings the idea, or like I'll start with an idea, and then it'll bring out a song.
Okay,
and then
gotcha.
I build off of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's how that came up, and then because I got an EP that I'm coming out with.
Yeah.
Called The Curse of Man. And that's kind of like I'm going to take like really dark beats, and the idea is just about like how crazy these past couple of years have been. And I'm just going to like talk about like, just how the human response is to like death, because like got COVID-19 and all that other stuff and certain things that's been happening to people, and I think like people need an expression to like there is like a really dark side to humanity and stuff. So I'm going to take things like certain themes from like nerd now to like Dark Souls samples and pitches and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Because like it's I'm talking about the dark side of humanity, so I'm gonna like take little themes from that, and it's just but like how I'll do like really cool ideas, and then I'll just mold them into a song, and then idea so.
Okay, yeah.
I got a question.
Nice.
So in my favorite song off his new album, the album's This Thing I've Built, You can still get it on Bandcamp, right? Vaughn?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you
Cool.
where you can find your music.
outerheavenmusic.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
Oh man, Outer Heaven, huh?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a deep cut right there.
Yeah.
So in the song Anastasia, what is that beginning part sampled?
Oh, that's from Cowboy Bebop. That's
Okay.
From Ballad of Fallen Angels. I think it's the 5th episode where Spike goes into this convenience store where a good friend, her name is Annie, and she was connected to Spike's master, Mao Yenrai, and Mao Yenrai was assassinated by Spike's rival or partner, if you will, Vicious. And so Spike was trying to figure out what happened to Mao because he heard he was killed. And then her whole full name is Anastasia. And there's a picture in the episode of her, Mao Yenrai, and what allegedly is her husband, like in a picture. And she's like, and then Spike is like, Anastasia. She's like, no, only 2 people who can use that name. I don't know. I always thought that little bit was like really cool as hell. So I just wanted to like put it in front. And then like it's kind of like, because there's me and then there's my man Cam who's rapping on it, and it's kind of like me and him are the only 2 people.
It's definitely my favorite feature on the album.
Yeah, like
I love his
it's
verse.
really, it's not like a conceptual song. It's kind of like one of those like not a filler, but like one of those breaks from the concepts. Just like me, just rapping and doing cool stuff. But like, and plus like I do, I have a line on there where it was talking about like it like the theme goes in because like I said, I had a line about some about red eyes and you can't stop the viciousness or something like that.
Oh, nice.
It's a bunch of like Cowboy Bebop like schemes in there and stuff like that. So yeah. It's
Red Eye. That's episode 1 with that drug that shooting your eye.
Yep. It's like the red eye is like the Cowboy Bebop cocaine or something like that. in
Oh,
that
okay.
universe.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anastasia is really cool. I really enjoy it because I said a lot of cool things.
All right. So yeah, hey, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of this week's news.
This one's for you, Marv.
Yeah, I figured I'd get a chuckle out of you on that
Oh,
one. Yeah,
90s X-Men. I'm so glad it's coming back.
Yeah.
No, like, is it the same people?
Same people.
Yeah.
They're trying to get as many of the original voice actors back as possible. It's like,
without doing a seance or something.
They gotta keep the theme though. The opening theme.
Oh, they got to.
Yeah. Do you think that like all of them that being that many years ago, do you think they'll all be able to still do the voice like no problem?
I'm sure there'll be some differences.
It's going to sound a little different, but I think people nowadays will allow for that kind of variance.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have someone who sounds pretty close to the original Wolverine than someone who sounds nothing like the original.
This is
Wolverine.
going to be on Disney.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
X-Men 97 is what it's called.
Yeah. It's same animation style, same everything. It's picking right back up.
So Disney has rights
It's confusing.
to the X-Men.
Disney owns 20th Century Fox, which held the rights to the X-Men, the Fantastic Four.
They pretty much got them all back.
Oh, they got them all back.
They got them all back
except for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, which they're sharing with Sony right now. But
Yeah,
they got like 95% of them back.
So you're telling me that there's an opportunity for some really good movies?
Absolutely.
I mean, especially with that new Doctor Strange trailer that came out.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready for that.
Oh, same here, man.
With that whole, here's Patrick Stewart's voice. Here's the back of Patrick Stewart's bald head. Is it who we think it is?
Probably. He's sitting in a chair, so...
Is he reading a sonnet?
Right, yeah.
Hey,
is Q there?
Is it me? Do you guys... I've always thought, do you think they really nerfed Scarlet Witch?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Scarlet Witch in the comics is possibly one of the most powerful level mutants in the universe.
That's what I thought.
Because she literally manipulated the entire universe to make Magneto the king of the world.
But you know what? She's working her way up in the films.
Yeah.
Don't they call her something? Because like
Scarlet Witch, but
because she's supposed to be a mutant, right?
Yes.
She was originally a mutant that
she was the daughter of Magneto.
Yeah.
So was Quicksilver. Well, the son of Magneto.
So like because I have a faint memory, they never mentioned the type of like entity she is. Like
in the MCU films, they make it out that her and Quicksilver got their powers from Loki's staff that Hydra had.
So she's powered. Yeah, she's powered by one of the Infinity Stones.
Like
in the movies because they didn't have the rights to Magneto
or mutants
or anything.
I
like
heard
that.
somewhere. I heard somewhere that the blip they're going to use the blip as a what do you call it? Like a catalyst to bringing the mutants in.
That's also a possibility, but also the Doctor Strange,
the multiverse of madness.
the multiverse
really
kind of
easy for
folding
them
in to do
the multiverse stuff. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is part of the multiverse thing. They're just going to throw everything together.
And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though it's canon when it's not, and it's not when it is. But anyway, they tried to backdoor in a mutant-style kind of thing with the Inhumans.
Yeah, okay.
Because there was the whole thing with like, well, actually, there's this race of beings that are like human, but they're not. Mm-hmm. And that never went much anywhere. They brought in Quake, and that was about it.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be in a tangent.
No, it's fine.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
Did you guys like the Eternals?
I still haven't watched it.
It was fine.
I didn't watch it. Sorry.
No.
It was fine.
You know me.
I think it was nice that it was different. Mm-hmm. It was nice that it was different from a lot of the Marvel standard origin movies. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of boring.
Everything I've
Yeah.
read, it's like it seems like it doesn't really build much on anything.
You're kind of right. It was like I was really interested in it only because like I'm really into like the astral.
Oh, the cosmic stuff.
The cosmic stuff. I'm really
the celestial Marvel part of it.
Yeah, the Living Tribunal, Infinity, the Beyonders, all that other stuff. I'm ready for that. So
and if Eternals, if nothing else, felt like it was like, okay, we want to introduce all this cool stuff.
Right.
We need just something to kind of test the waters with
Right.
it. And that's what Eternals felt like to me.
Because I really feel it because like that is going to be because everybody's so used to your regular superheroes. You got your you got your Iron Mans, you got your Captain Americas, Hulks, like your regular superheroes that people are really familiar with. But people aren't in like they really don't like your regular casual MCU people. Like they don't know about the comics or they don't know about like
Sure, but people are willing to give they're willing to take a jump. I mean, 10 years ago, who would have thought that people would know the Guardians of the Galaxy by name?
Or just the fact that before Iron Man came out, most people didn't care about Iron Man who didn't read comics.
Yeah, that's true.
you got to respect Blade now.
That's true.
I always
Got to.
respected Blade. I've always enjoyed Blade. I love the first movie. The other two are kind of meh, especially the third
I
one.
liked all of them.
Hey,
Man,
those guys are always trying to ice skate uphill, man.
One of my favorite scenes in the original Blade movie is when he's in that hospital and that security guard shoots him in the bulletproof chest or the bulletproof vest, and he just looks at him like, "What are you doing?"
Right? yeah.
But yeah, that's all.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
I mean, I love the fact they're bringing in that stuff. I mean, I hate Mobius the Living Vampire. I thought he was a terrible character in the comics, but I understand why he exists. But I don't know.
We do not approve.
No, he's stupid. He's always been a stupid
Get him.
character.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this new X-Men.
Yeah,
New
absolutely.
old X-Men.
Yeah.
I've had the theme in my head since we started talking. So.
I mean, because it's such a banger.
That theme has
an earworm
outlived
for
the
sure.
show.
I mean, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I loved the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, and it had an okay
Oh
theme.
my god!
It has an
yeah.
okay theme, but it doesn't stick to your ribs like the X-Men theme
You're right.
did.
You're
I'll
right.
give you that, yeah.
But can you say that the X-Men theme song was done by a member of Aerosmith? No, that's Spider-Man.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
And Green Jelly did the Maximum Carnage.
They did, yeah.
Do you remember the Spider-Man spin-off cartoon, Spider-Man Unlimited?
Oh, where he went
Yeah.
into the future.
Yeah.
No, he went into space.
Space
stuff,
and
and he had like
That was
Yes.
Beyond. I thought that was Beyond.
Yeah.
No, that's Batman.
Batman Beyond. What? No, we're
remember
talking about
Batman Beyond.
Spider-Man.
with Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember that.
I remember the original Batman animated series theme was good too. I thought.
Well, it was done by. I don't know if it was done. It was
Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman.
It was
did do
done
that
by
one?
Danny
Oh, okay.
Elfman.
Because it built off the themes from the Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, it sounded a lot like the Tim Burton stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it was the proper era for it,
yeah it was awesome.
Batman Returns, the one where Batman kills people and doesn't care.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He sets clowns on fire.
Well,
He puts
the
the bomb
first-
in somebody's pants.
The
and-
first one, didn't he kick that dude off the building? The dude who had the knives, where he was fighting them at the end on the tower, kicked that dude off the building, didn't he?
He did, yeah. There
Did
was
he?
one
No,
guy that he
killed-
did kick
killed
off.
dudes then too.
Yeah, like into the bell tower. Yeah.
Nope.
No, that was Joker, I thought.
No, but he had he fought that guy
yeah.
first.
Oh, right,
and
right, right,
Joker's
right.
dancing with Vicky
Mickey
Vale.
Vale.
Yeah.
I love that movie so
It's
much.
a good one. It's
You
a
ever,
classic.
you ever
It's a
dance with the
classic.
devil in the pale moonlight?
Too bad this new Batman can't get enough from Prince, man.
Oh, right. Right.
Oh, such a great
Oh, yeah.
soundtrack.
We're getting some bat dance up in this new one, man. That's all we need. That's all we need. All right.
I only watched that first trailer for the new Batman movie because I don't like it when they keep doing tons of trailers. I just let me get a taste of it and then be like, I'll go see the movie. Everybody,
I'll
chill.
be honest. If I didn't do this show, I would try to avoid trailers for stuff that I
Oh,
don't see
yeah.
as much as anyone else
Because they
but
put
it's-
too much in.
They
do.
absolutely do.
Way too much.
Yeah. I like everything about this new Batman except for the look of the Riddler.
I hadn't seen
okay.
anything.
He got
of
a
him yet.
trash bag on?
He looks like he's
He
wearing
looks like the Zodiac Killer wearing a raincoat.
No, okay, yeah.
And I wish they would go like way different with like Batman. Like where's Calendar Man? Do a movie with Calendar Man.
Calendar Man, get Condiment King up in there.
Yeah.
With his ketchup and mustard guns.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
Clayface.
Oh yeah.
Clayface would be a great
want
movie.
Clayface would be-
Clayface.
and special effects are at a point now where they could do.
Oh,
a
absolutely.
decent
They
Clayface.
need to do a live action movie of what was the movie with the judge, the animated
Judge
movie?
Dredd?
No, it was the anime. It was a movie with I think Bruce and Rob. He was like a court he was like
Phantasm,
a
Mask of the Phantasm.
Mask
Mask
of
of
the
the live action Mask of the Phantasm.
That's
a great
yeah,
movie.
that would be a good one.
With the hook blade hand thing.
yeah, that's
that
good
would
stuff.
be dope.
That's a good movie.
That is, Mask of the Phantasm might be my favorite Batman
Man,
film.
when they
Oh,
brought,
absolutely.
when they
Yeah.
brought her back for Batman Beyond, or no, it technically wasn't Batman Beyond. It was
Justice League Unlimited.
Justice League Unlimited,
Yeah.
but it was set in the Batman Beyond Gotham.
Yeah,
Talk about Amanda
Justice
Waller.
League stuff got a little out there.
I liked it. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Justice League and Justice League Unlimited was like the Avengers of
Yeah,
the DC morning cartoons.
they were done well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it brought all the stories from the Superman and Batman adventures to a point and branched out, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that stuff.
Dude, that Tim Burton Superman, he probably would have killed a bunch of people in that too. I'm sure he would have.
Oh yeah.
Had to.
But-
have.
where Nicolas Cage was.
But then we would have
Yeah.
got Nicolas Cage as Superman, and I mean,
That's all we ever wanted.
I mean, at least he got to voice Superman and
Yeah.
yeah.
the Teen Titans stuff.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy wants to beat up Superman.
Oh man, when Justice League like humanizes Solomon Grundy and makes you feel for the big idiot,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
like he tries to save
they did
Hot
the-
Girl and then like he dies.
Well, they did that in the animated series with Clayface too. He wasn't. I mean,
they tried to
he-
humanize him on
They
his,
did.
A little,
his
yeah.
couple of episodes. Those are some of the best episodes of Batman the Animated
Very
Series.
true.
I think,
good.
Some of my favorite Batman animated series episodes are the ones with what was the
Ra's al Ghul,
Hardak?
I liked those.
Oh, Rosin.
Hardak was a really good one.
Hardak. The
Yeah.
two times they reference Hardak, the computer.
The giant computer.
Oh,
I liked
yeah.
Clock King. Oddly enough, the
Clock King was good stuff,
The guy
too.
who had his whole life planned out and just had one bad day. And that's all it
Yeah.
takes.
And
is
he
one
snapped.
bad day, and he snapped. And
Well,
it
isn't
goes
that what
off.
the Joker says in one of the comics?
I think
it just
so.
takes
Yeah,
one bad day.
It just takes one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's roll into some of this news stuff. Main thing, they announced Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
And so I saw someone online put it with the new logo. Street Fighter has 6 notifications.
6 notification. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Because it's like a big SF with a logo, and then the little tiny. It looks like the red dot on your iPhone. with the
Street Fighter the
notification.
sixth power.
Yeah.
I know you've seen the stock font memes.
Oh yeah, I've seen the stock font stuff. Yeah,
gosh.
apparently they used they used a stock font for the Street Fighter logo as well. Yeah. So
They couldn't at least pay a graphic artist to do.
Yeah.
It being the sixth one, I mean, have they said anything? What's going to be different other than it being a fighting game?
So far people are it's looking like that this new one is going to be in the Unreal Engine.
yeah,
It's going to be
whole different video game
So it's like,
development engine.
So it's like almost photorealistic.
yeah.
And
something like that.
I've heard Unreal, and I've also heard the RE engine as well.
Yeah, the RE engine. Yep. So
Yeah.
it's a toss up. We never know until
the game comes out.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get some more information in a couple of months. That's what
By summer, we're going to have a lot
Yeah.
more stuff.
So the whole thing is, Street Fighter 6 was in development, I think halfway through Street Fighter 5's lifespan. But the team were going through certain like developments and movements, and here the producer of Street Fighter V, Miss Ono.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I can't pronounce his first name. He left. A lot of people, along with his team, didn't really like the way Street Fighter V was going and how it was launched. It was horribly launched.
Well, it wasn't complete.
Yeah, it wasn't complete at all. So they were in development. There was like screenshots of Street Fighter 6 with like Ryu and Bison, but it just didn't look good at all. It was bad. So they're redoing everything. So Street Fighter V's 5th DLC season wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
In fact, they were very behind because Street Fighter 6, according to how everything they should have been planned, should have been shown a long time ago. But now they're redeveloping things, and I've seen that Capcom, I guess, is in a better financial situation than they were before Street Fighter V. Thanks to the Resident Evil remakes.
I was going to say, Resident Evil Village was really kind of injected a ton of cash into it.
Great game, by the way.
You had Devil May Cry 5 and then Devil May Cry Special Edition, which is amazing. So I think they're getting to where Street Fighter V, they're trying to do some new things. They have more money. I think they're going to outsource their, like I said, either, like you said, the RE engine or the Unreal engine. I think what they're going to do is outsource their developments, at least their like graphics and stuff, to make it more. This is probably the most realistic any Street Fighter game.
That's the one thing I wanted to get to was the little bit of it's like a 30-second, less than 30-second teaser with Ryu and Luke, who was the last DLC character from Street Fighter V, and they've said is kind of being set up as the new protagonist, the new kind of focal
new
character.
Ryu.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they do stories and stuff? I stopped at 2.
There is a story. There's a story. And Street Fighter V actually had a story mode. It was the first one with a story mode to it.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It wasn't great, but
what
there
fighters have the best stories?
Tekken.
Tekken.
Okay.
If you love bad movies, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I like the Mortal Kombat ones.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat story modes are dumb, blunt stupidity, but I love it.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah, no. This trailer had Ryu and Luke in a I don't want to say hyper realistic style, but definitely the most realistic that we've gotten.
Also, Ryu is just. I never thought about it.
He's wide.
He is I was gonna say
That was my first reaction.
boy.
He's hella wide for no reason. But at the same time, if you look back into like the old art styles, and also if you look back,
the old Acuman art style, he was pretty
and
big
if
then
you
as well.
also like, I didn't realize if people didn't really put it together, but like story wise, if you look at like characters like Akuma and characters like Goken, these are like masters.
They're
freaking buff.
They're huge.
So it kind of, to me, it seems like Ryu might have reached this certain level.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
So, and he's got like the sandals on now and everything. I don't know. For some reason,
he grew a nice beard.
Yeah, I don't know. And for some reason, I guess in Street Fighters, sandals must mean you the hot stuff.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, hey, it took Ryu like 6 mainline games and countless revisions to get a pair of shoes.
Right.
So,
you know what I'm saying? So, but
yeah.
I think that's why he looks so wide to symbolize his like mastery.
Yeah.
In his art, because throughout all the Street Fighters, he was tussling with the Satsui no Hado, or the
Dark Hado.
The Dark Hado, or Killing Intent. He's been wrestling with that. Street Fighter V, he's mastered.
And the end of the story mode in 5 actually has him overcome.
Yeah, he's overcoming the Satsui no. Now he's using, I think, Goken style from Street Fighter 4. The emptiness, like the
whatever it's called.
Yeah, intent of nothing. The
right,
energy of nothing or something like that. So, but yeah, that's what I think. Why he's so freaking wide, just to symbolize like yo, I'm the top guy now.
And then they just showed like his like muscles like rippling and like
the veins and stuff.
It was almost too real. I was like, ooh.
That I think they're trying to show you that, hey, we got money now.
We got this.
So
I just wish they would have a
Veins
different.
mean money.
I just wish they had another focal character other than Luke. I do not care for Luke.
Nobody does.
I was gonna say, yeah, they didn't like it. I don't think anyone liked him in 5, and the couple of shots of him in this 6, he just looks. I mean, I'm glad.
I'm sorry, it's not Dan.
Well, Dan is great, but no.
So I think they're trying to cater to wider audiences.
They want the MMA crowd in because that's who the characters.
And
it's the one style that hasn't been in the game quite yet.
If you notice, I was like, oh no, what are they going to do? Because if you notice, I know it looked like a stock font, but I think it was an intentional.
Yeah.
Because if you look, it's Street Fighter 6, and there's 6. It's a hexagon.
Yes, hexagon.
It's a hexagon or it's a hexagon. But what do MMA fighters fight?
They fight in the hexagon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's connections there, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, better not be out here doing no MMA stuff in no Street Fighter game.
This new one's going to definitely cater more towards the esport. I think even more than the last couple of games. I can really see that happening.
I don't like.
I do love watching the fighting, like the championships and stuff. I love watching those.
Like the Evo stuff.
I feel a way about esports, but I don't know if we have enough time to talk about that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we
got a couple minutes here.
We also still have the rest of the cat.
What's Red Earth?
But no. Okay. So the other thing that they announced this spring, they are releasing a Capcom Fighting Collection. Mm-hmm. It's a collection of 10 games that some of them have never been previously been legally available to play.
Yep.
What, like in this country?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, like in this country. A lot of these are arcade ports, and hopefully
like arcade Japanese only.
Yeah. So and I mean, they really could have just called this Darkstalkers collection and some other stuff we found.
Vampire Savior the collection.
Yeah. But yeah, we're getting the 5 Darkstalkers games, which Darkstalkers is it's all fighting games. Darkstalkers is like Universal monsters, for the lack of a better way of putting
vampires, mummies, vampire hunters.
Yeah. The one I'm interested in is Red Earth.
It's Halloween Street Fighter.
It is Halloween Street Fighter.
Yeah, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty quick. It's snappy. Mm-hmm. The one I'm interested in is Red Earth. This is one that hasn't been available outside of Japan, and it's one of the it's one of the weirdest games.
It is. One of the characters from Red Earth was in Capcom Fighting Evolution.
That's right. Yeah.
It came into the States, but the video game was never. Yeah.
And the whole thing with this is there's only 4 playable characters if you do 1v1 mode, and if you pick those, they have very limited move sets. They have almost no specials. They have like maybe one special, one super. That's it. But
why do I want to do that?
But here's the thing: if you play through the story mode, it turns into an RPG style story mode with I think 8 additional boss characters that you can only fight in the single player mode, and every time you get through a boss, you level up and gain more special moves and stuff like that. And by the end of the game, it gives you a code, which then the next time you play 1v1, you can input the code, and now you have this unlocked version of the character that have all these extra moves and all this extra stuff. It's really fascinating. It tanked horribly when it came out because no one wanted to spend so much time to unlock everything. But it's a fascinating concept.
Was that an arcade game?
Arcade, yeah, it's an arcade game.
I ain't gonna spend that kind of cash money to. I mean, that's a home thing.
It looks it looks really. It sounds very.
And it was one of the few games on the CPS3 board, so it looked beautiful. The CPS3 board was was a new prototype computer board that was in newer arcade cabinets, and it allowed extra frames of animation for just about everything. Beautiful artwork, but
that's cool.
Nobody played it.
Womp womp.
Yeah, a couple other games in it. Cyberbots, which is the one that I have probably the least amount of
me too.
interest in. I mean, it's a cool concept, giant fighting robots, which
I
sounds like it'd be right up my alley, but it's
But I'll tell you, Jen is one of my favorite Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh yeah, he is an MVC.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. But the actual whole Cyberbot thing, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know Cyberbots characters more from watching Salty Bet on Twitch than anything else. They're putting one version of Street Fighter 2 on there, the hyper fighting one, which I mean, if they're going to pick one,
there's so many different versions of Street Fighter 2, Turbo, Hyper Fighter.
Well, basically because they were updating.
Yeah,
like it's basically like updates now in your modern games.
Yeah, it was like
rather than patches.
It was like patching before there was patching.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Like increased frame rates, stuff like that.
And Hyper Street Fighter 2, that was the last revision, wasn't it?
I think it was Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Yeah, but this was like the big one that everyone had.
Yeah.
And a couple of kind of the more fun games, Gem Fighter, Minimax, and Puzzle Fighter, which Puzzle Fighter is actually more of a Tetris game than anything.
I love Gem Fighter.
Gem Fighters is great.
Yeah.
Like Hannah's my wife, her jam is Tetris Attack. Like,
oh yeah,
she'll
And then
mess
she'll
anyone up
love
on that.
Puzzle Fighter.
Puzzle Fighter is going to be right up her alley then.
Okay.
But this is coming to all the major consoles.
Oh, cool.
As digital and physical, and it's
Do you
coming
buy
this
it and
week.
it's got all of them, or can you
All
just
10.
pick and choose?
Nope, it's all 10.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be like
and-
there'll be like a menu. You can just like pick whatever game you want to play.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the online has rollback.
I was going to say it's rollback netcode.
What's that mean?
Okay, so
It means you can play it online without getting spanked.
in the FGC, there's this magic word now that gets everybody up and revives people's lives and cures cancer. It's called rollback netcode.
It doesn't really cure cancer.
No, but it makes fighting game players very happy. So rollback netcode is a certain type of network coding type of thing where for online it just makes online gameplay like way smoother rather than like delay based netcode.
Yeah,
Where
delay base is awful.
It's horrible. So delay based netcode is basically based off like certain frames or whatever that's online. Like it'll like come right back. Like that's where all the teleporting and all that.
If you have a bad network connection between two players and you're on delay based, it'll read where you're at currently and not like try to roll things back to try to make it more of a smooth like transition into where you start to where you are. So the delay based, you'll end up with a character on one side of the screen, and then the next thing you know, they're on the other side of the screen doing something because if you have a bad connection, it's a terrible way. It's terrible, but a lot of Japanese companies still use delay based because they base their network structures off of Japan, where their infrastructure, especially with internet, is a lot better. Is a lot better.
No, I found out that a lot of the people in Japan, like they don't use internet how we use internet. Like for example, like we'll use like one modem and then for everything, while they use a specific internet source for specific stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's
in Japan, in Japan, their internet, I guess, is really amazing.
Yeah,
but when,
it's amazing enough to make delay-based netcode a viable way of playing fighting games.
Will they ever get like playing like Mario Maker online like versus non-lag?
Well, that's Nintendo, and that's a whole other.
That's trash.
Yeah, Nintendo's a wholly different.
I love the idea of it.
Nintendo's
sucks.
online is not great.
Listen, I love Nintendo, but they're a bunch of dinosaurs working over there that don't understand the internet.
They don't really care about the internet.
Yeah.
But hey, I never had any issues when I played Splatoon 2 online. So
yeah. Street Fighter 6 is cool, but the one thing about this is this anniversary thing is really important, to be honest with you, because every Darkstalkers game is on here.
I was just going to say, you've heard of the Capcom test, right?
Yeah. So what they're going to do, because I'm pretty sure you remember this Darkstalkers is not dead type of thing.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So this is a test to see if people want Darkstalkers back.
Yeah, Capcom does this thing where they'll put out anniversary collections of their older games to kind of test the waters to see if they, and internally they'll never announce this, but they'll like internally if it sells X amount of copies or makes X amount of dollars, they will then go ahead and greenlight a new version.
That makes sense.
It's kind of like what they did with the Mega Man collection.
Yeah.
Before they brought out Mega Man 11,
which is ironic because there's no word or type of inkling of evidence of any type of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 anything.
Which is weird, wasn't that like incredibly
the big
popular?
one. Oh
Yes.
Yeah.
That was that was other than Street Fighter, that was the fighting game for a long time.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2
I was
is
trash at that.
Next to Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was like the nucleus.
It really
of like
was.
fighting game tournaments and all of that stuff. And then like you had Third Strike, but
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, listen, I hate to cut everything off here, but we've actually hit time for the week, so we got to kind of wrap things up. Thank you to BJ and Vaughn for coming on the show. Before we do our stuff, is there anything you guys want to plug?
Elden Ring.
Oh, we could go a whole other hour about that, man.
They don't need a plug. They don't need a plug.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back on once you dig into Elden Ring a little bit.
Wow, I will return.
All right.
Teach a Dummy podcast, dude.
Oh,
You'll find stuff.
I don't know. I'm a rapper, guys. So I don't know.
He's good.
Look at my music. VAUNDOOM. Just Google me. I'll pop up. I'm that guy.
Yeah, awesome. Well, again, thank you guys for coming on this week.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, this was great. So you've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email the show, staff@nerdoverload.com. You can also give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. That number is 586-372-8020. You can give us a call, leave a message, and we'll play it on the show. I'm not going to yell like Cody does at the end of the episodes. I don't have that energy in me. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, such as Apple Podcast,
Amazon Music.
Yeah, thank you. I can't.
Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn.
Thank you. I can't see the board from where I'm at, so I appreciate the help there, man. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his music over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Go home and be a family man.
This show was sponsored in part by Dark Iron Cosplay Designs in the Marion Center Mall.